Justin, just how's it been sort of getting reacclimated, missing that time and come back over these last 2 weeks?
It was pretty good. The Patriots game, I felt like I wasn't, getting that tired. I wasn't really tired for real. My calf felt a little fatigued a little bit, but it wasn't too crazy. The adjustment. I've been working really hard to get back. I've been watching my teammates, and that's really been motivating me to really, strain to get back and really like make sure I'm ready to go. So, it wasn't that big of an adjustment.
And just what's it like playing next to Linval Joseph?
Oh, he's a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast, man. He's a freaking mountain of a man. Like just a spectacle. But great guy. Great personality. Funny guy and freakishly strong and freakishly fast. And he's just great to be around and great to play with. Like, I'm blessed to even have the opportunity to play next to him. So I've been pretty blessed. Playing with guys like that. It's obviously starting with Brandon Meebane and now with Linval Joseph. So this is great.
Do you feel like it's a little underrated?
A little. a lot of underrated. For somebody who's up in their years, where what Linval is, like he's still getting the top speed in practice. He's still getting the top speed in the game. He's still making all these tackles. He's still playing like he's in year 4 or 5. Like there's no slack to the game. Like if he's just getting better by the year, he gets better with age. Like literally. So that's just how I see it.
Does it surprise you when you see him out? It's hot and he's like in all that gear and sweatpants and hoodies and stuff like that.
Well, you guys only get to really see, what happens on Sunday. As being his teammate, I get to see, the work he puts in throughout the week. The extra conditioning, the extra layers in practice to make sure, you make the weight that you're able to play and be as good as you are. At that weight, it takes a lot for somebody like that, to really get that done. And he works at it and he has a routine and he sticks to it. He doesn't like he sticks to the routine. He sticks to it, and he's really showing up. He's really showing out with it. So
his preparation with Meebane's preparation, how has that kind of helped you develop your kind of pregame routine or your weekly routine just to be the best you can be?
Well, when I came in, I had a lot of vets in my room, like a lot of vets. So I learned from every single one of them. Every single one from year 3 Joey to year 13 me, man. I learned from everybody. So seeing a guy like that, like and seeing his routine and how he does stuff and how he goes about his day, I get it. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, when I see things like that, it just makes me want to make sure that I'm being on my P's and Q's, because with a guy like that who's really working hard to make sure he's on the field, I got to make sure that I'm able to be on the field too. And I got to make sure I'm on my stuff too, because I don't want to let him down the same way he doesn't want to let anybody else down. So.
Run defense has been somewhat up and down this year, but it seems like when you guys need a big play, Linval's the one that steps up. I point to that end of half drive, they get inside the 10, Linval comes up with 2 huge stuffs. Just like in those situations, how reliable is he just to step up and sort of make those plays when you guys need him?
Well, LJ come to me like, hey, JJ, you do what you gotta do, man. I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to hear, and I'm out of there. I'm jumping snaps. I'm getting off the ball and everything, and LJ's there to hit make the plays, and that's such a comforting feeling, for a guy like me who just I just like to penetrate and cause disruption, and I know somebody's got my back. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like a lone ranger out there just trying to make plays for myself. Like I'm really just out there trying to make plays with the team, and that's really a comforting feeling. So
this weekend, you guys are facing off against Dalvin Cook and that explosive run game of Minnesota's. Just what challenges does that present this weekend?
Every game has a life of its own, and so you have to play. That's one thing Coach Staley said. You have to play the game the way it needs to be played. So whether that's keeping the quarterback in the pocket, whether that's keeping letting quarterbacks roll out the pocket, whether that's making negative plays or sending a bunch of pressure, or we just staying in making base adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Like it's we have to play the game how it has to be played, and for a team like that, we really just need to make sure we're penetrating, and we're making the running back slow down and stop their feet, and having to redirect, because once we do that, our defense is so fast that I think we'll make a lot of negative plays. So
yeah, just in that same vein, how do you balance sort of having that mentality of, okay, we need negative plays in the running game versus, being disciplined and not maybe overstepping? How do you balance that?
Well, I feel like we got a really, really smart group when it comes to, defensive play. From, on the front end, obviously it's LJ, Jerry, and I, Cove. Then we got, Drew Tranquil, we got Kenneth, we got K. White, Derwin. Derwin's a really, really smart player. So just everybody's keeping control, on their parts of the field and being a field general in your section of the field, and we have a bunch of those guys who really know what's going on and really know football. So we know how to make calculated shots, and we know how to take calculated shots. We just not out here just doing things because that's obviously how you get beat. So
Justin, on that mic'd up, you were pretty confident in your offense, mentioning Herbert and on that final drive when they're killing clock for 6 minutes. What goes through your mind as a defense? Are you thinking, kind of want to get out there, or are you like, we're enjoying this, get out, keep pushing in and kill the clock?
I mean, playing the game the way it needs to be played. You know what I'm saying? Our coach, wanted the offense to end the game with the ball in their hands. So that's what we need. That's how it has to be done. That's how it has to be done. And we're rooting for them. I believe in my offense wholeheartedly. Even when they're struggling, I think they can next play they can be the play to spark the whole offense, and then it's a different game. You know what I'm saying? So, just I'm comfortable if we're on the field. I'm comfortable if they're on the field. It's honestly, if we got another Chargers down, I'm ready to go. So.
What stood out to you about Brandon as a first-year head coach, and obviously being your guys' head coach?
He's a player's coach. He's really interested in what the players have to say. He's really interested in what kind of a defense, what kind of blitzes players like, what kind of coverages players like, what don't you like. You know what I'm saying? He's really interested to see like how we think, because at the end of the day, we're out there playing. It's not the coaching staff, it's the players out there, and the players see the game a little bit different than coaches do sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's really, really important that you have that good chemistry between your coach and players, because when it's time to go on the field, that they're thinking the same thing, and that's major when it comes to winning games.